Hello and welcome to another Glastonbury Gabriel video. You find me today in the studio, well, what I laughingly call a studio. It's actually a spare room, but anyway, studio for the sake of argument. With the lockdown on us again, we are really beginning to sort of start to feel the effect of not being able to get out and film. I have got some outdoor films lined up where I've been out for my walk, but it's quite limited. So thoughts naturally turn to filming indoors, which means lights. This is my normal lighting space. It looks fine to me. I can see perfectly in here. It's quite bright, but as you can see by the camera, it's not very bright at all and far from useful. I mean, I've got the light behind me with the screens, which doesn't help. My main light is right over my head up there, and this is quite a small room. So let's have a look how we can turn this to this. And this isn't hard to do. I'll show you what I've done. So as can plainly be seen here, there is very little room in what I laughingly call my studio. Pete, my friend from America, is here at the moment, modelling the chair so that we can actually see how the light is falling on the presenter's position. As you can see, if I look down, the actual space between the tripods of the lights, the camera and the lights, and my rather funky orange shoes is very, very narrow. I mean, realistically, it's probably it's probably 4 feet. 4 feet between those two lights there, probably 4 feet. That's how small we are in here. So when it came to choosing lights, obviously the space constraints in here made a big difference. So big soft boxes with the fluorescent tubes, they're not going to work. It's just not going to happen. So the only option you have in here are the LED panels. And the reason for those LED panels is because they are so thin. I mean, look, that's how thin that is. It is really, really, really thin. They have a power supply on them and we can turn them on. And there you go. You can see that's getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And if I turn around, you'll see that Pete, who is very conveniently our stand-in for today, as I turn that up, so he gets brighter. And you can see already, just by turning that light on, that has changed from that to that. Very, very quickly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask Pete to move back to his chair. And I'm going to go and sit back over at the camera and we'll look at how we set the lights up and what other lights we can put in to make the scene more interesting. Okay, so here I am back in the chair. Thanks, Pete. There are two main lights that you need to consider when you're shooting for video. That is your key light and your fill-in light. First of all, let's look at the key light. So I'm going to bring in the key light on my left. And as you see, as it notches up and gets slightly brighter, so indeed does the light on me. And as you can see, as this gets brighter, this side is going into shadow. Now some people like that shadow look. It depends on the look you're going for. I personally, I don't mind either way. However, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in the secondary light, and as that ramps up, you'll see that this side of my face will gradually fill in and the shadows will drop away. It's often a good idea to leave one side of your face slightly darker. It gives it depth and it stops it from looking so flat. So I'm just going to come back here and I'm just going to put a bit more light onto this side and let's see what happens. There we go. So you can see the lighting is now quite nice and even and flat on my face. And if I come back to here, I'm going to just put a little bit of light in there. And as you can see, as I get brighter, the background gets a bit darker. Let's just say I'm now lit. What about the background? What can we do with the background? Well, we could introduce some colour lights. Lights in the background are often a good way of adding interest. In fact, I like to call them interest lights. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in those lights over there, which you just saw come on. As you can see now, there's a bit of a purple wash going on over there, or a red and a slightly blue wash, which looks nice. Over here you can see my double G neon, which is showing some red light, but it's looking a bit dark. We've got some interesting light over there, we've got some blue light there. The background looks better. I can actually throw more light on me if I want to, so let's bring this up a bit more there, and then we'll bring up this side here. So there we go. So there we are. That's now lit as I would like it for a YouTube video. I'm in a tiny space. I can touch the camera. That's me touching the camera. I can touch this light, and I can't quite touch this light, just to give you an idea of distances. I'm talking through my lavalier microphone, which is going off to the left here, you can't see, to my sound recording system, and then back to my Lumix camera. It's got a bit of a hot mic socket at the moment, which we're sorting out. But there you go, that's it. So you can see going from dark to light isn't that complicated. Cost wise, you can get lights like this for £150. And that might seem a lot of money, but if you're thinking about doing YouTube, then you are going to be talking into camera from perhaps a studio setting. This is an investment that will last you a long, long time. I mean, these are just very simple lights. There's very little to go wrong with them. And they're very light, they're transportable, they're rechargeable batteries. You could take these out with you when you're going to a visit. So you're going to visit a building that you want maybe to light, or these panels are actually, you could probably, on a side bracket on a camera, hand hold one of these because they are so light. So, it's a good investment, and that's how you light the studio. I've been asked by one of my subscribers if I would be interested in cooking on the channel. And I got to thinking, well, I'm not really a cook. But then I thought, could I make something interesting out of that? What about if I cook something that I've never cooked before for the first time on video? So anybody watching, maybe wanting to cook something, would be able to watch my video, see me make a complete mess of it, and then follow up and make a complete mess of it themselves. Probably a bit more fun than watching someone who knows how to cook or does it professionally and is going to show you how to do it in a way that makes you feel stupid when you can't do it. So I'm going to start off with tortillas. The person who asked me to cook recommended tortillas, and I thought, Mexican food. What I've had of it, I've quite liked. I mean, it's very difficult to tell you what you're eating because it just varies on how it's folded up. But tortillas made with corn tortillas, the yellow ones, because I like cornbread. So we're going to have a bash at that. I've got some sauce, which is quite spicy, and I'm going to be vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian, so everything I cook will be vegetarian or a vegetarian version of something. It will be very easy to substitute what I use as a vegetarian recipe for meat, because I always use corn or Linda McCartney or one of those Sado meats that are made to look like meat so that vegetarians don't feel so bad about being vegetarian. So I'll be using one of those, so you would simply substitute real meat for that. So yes, tortillas this weekend, and we'll see how we go. And I've also got a really great recipe for an omelette that contains creamed corn, so watch out for that one. So that's it for the lighting video. As you can see, I'm pretty much set up here now. If the lockdown lasts for another month or so, which it could well do, I'll be doing a lot more videos from here, and I'll be showing you the other configuration I use, where these lights are put on small tripods and are put behind me so that I can show you when I'm working on a computer, or if I want to do like an unboxing or something, I can have a camera above as well, and I'm going to show you how I set that up. Not quite sure because I've not done it before yet, so again, it's going to be a learning process, and you can see how I do it and see any mistakes I make along the way. So that will be another video that I do soon. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Please help me make these videos more by liking, subscribing and clicking that bell to be notified when the next videos are coming out. In the meantime, stay safe, enjoy life, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.